What's up, YouTube? Don't lie. If you are a woman, I don't care what race you are, and you're younger, no kids, you still have your womanly shape, okay? You can actually support yourself. You have a good demeanor. Um, you are pretty much in your prime. So the fact that you may not be checking, the fact that you may not have been checking for the guy you want now, right? So when you were younger, you weren't going for him, but now at 24, 25, you are. Um, doesn't hurt you. Because at the end of the day, you can still provide for him what he's looking for. It's only after women get to a certain age and they've fallen off physically, they have kids, or they can't support themselves financially, that it really becomes an issue. Because for a lot of dudes, to be real with you, it's still on that, well, I can still get what I want, right? I can still be happy. Yeah, I got to get over the fact that, she didn't want to deal with me in the past, but to be real with you, I'm still getting her in her prime as opposed to getting her in her twilight. Um, so you're good there. You're good. Don't blow it. And you guys blow it by lying. Don't lie about it. Don't lie and say that you were checking for somebody in the past, but you really weren't. See, certain chicks, to be real with you, that's all they have left. I mean, what can you really say if you're older, you got multiple kids, you can't really support yourself financially? What can you say other than that I was checking for you, but you weren't checking for me? That's the only sort of plan that they can possibly come up with. Like, what else can they say? No, we're not going to buy the whole maturity thing. So it's literally like, I've been checking for you, but we've had misconnections, and I've been through hell looking for you. And as men, we don't buy it, but literally, that's all they can say. Hence the whole similarity in stories of a lot of 28, 29-year-old, 30-year-old women that are single, never been married. You get the same sort of story. Who they are now at 28, 29 is who they want you to think they were at 21, 22. But we all know that that's not what's going on. And even if they were, you can't prove it. See, you prove it with your age. You prove it with the fact that you still have your womanly shape. You prove it with the fact that you don't have kids. You prove it with the fact that, hey, look, I can provide for myself. That's how you prove it as a woman. It's not about your words. And as you get older, no one is saying that you're lying, but quite frankly, you can't prove it. So it's about what you can prove. So if you're in that prime, you're good. Don't blow it. I'm going to keep this one short, but I'm going to end it with a personal story because I think that this is pretty simple. My first 2 years in college, I went after one chick hard. It wasn't even because she was just like gorgeous, but she just looked different. When I got to school, college, I was exposed to different types of black people, like different looking black people. I was seeing people from Kenya, South Africa, Ethiopia, Eritrea, different places in South America, Middle America, different places in the United States. So I saw a whole lot more. So I just saw a lot of people that looked different, right? Not to say good or bad, but they just looked different. And one chick, she completely caught my attention. She wasn't even from a different country. She was from the USA, right? But she looked different, and I was like, wow, I'm really liking her. Like, for whatever reason, it just like clicked that I like her. And I went after her tough, for about a year and a half. Went after her pretty tough. But she wasn't really trying to mess with me in that way. And it was cool, it is what it is. You live and you learn, right? Because at the same time, there was chicks that were checking for me that I didn't really give time to. So it's one of those, what goes around comes around. So, you kind of take your wins with your losses. But I did check to see, who she was feeling. You know how it is as a dude. She wasn't checking for you, but it's like, okay, let's see who you're checking for, and I'm expecting, some basketball player or some, Kappa cat, but it was some bum nigga, and I'm like, yo, for reals, right? And so that's kind of how it ended with her. I'm like, wow, all this shit that we talked about, all this, I'm at this level, this, that, and third, and this is who you're fucking with. Like, I cut her off, right? And recently, we reconnected. I would say about 6 months ago. I guess she kind of moved back to the area. Um, and, you know, she hit me up. We talked here and there. And we were just at that point where we were going to do the whole, hey, let's get some coffee. Let's go out to dinner. Because I was like, let's see where this can go. You know that whole, I want forgiveness, but I can't forgive. You know, I didn't want to do that whole internal double standard that we all have, where we want forgiveness, but we have a hard time giving it. So I'm like, let's see where this could go. Um, like I said before, she was still younger. Quite frankly, she got better in terms of like her shape. She actually got better. She still graduated, which was cool. No kids, but her spiritual and emotional state of being, she was damaged. She was totaled, right? She was wrecked. But I can at least deal with that. You know, I could, you know, build her back up there. You know, because, you know, a man tore her down over there, so typically it's really only going to be another man building her back up in that area. So I'm like, I'll take that challenge. You know, there's certain challenges that I don't take, but like I said, she had the other areas going on, so I'm like, okay, I can do the whole spiritual and emotional. We'll see. I'm not sure, but we'll see, because as we all know, certain women are just beyond reach. Certain women are so damaged that there's no point, right? I've seen chicks so damaged to the point where they're not even the same person. I can call them something brand new and not have a problem with it. That's how different they were. But I'm like, initially, we can see where this can go. So we're at that point. You know, we were good. I was at the point where I'm like, okay, I'm done with what happened in the past. Like I said, I can still get what I want out of her. It's not as if she got kids or, you know, she fell off physically and, you know, she didn't graduate from school and, you know, she can't provide for herself. No, she can actually verify that, you know, she is where she needs to be because she still has what I'm looking for. So we were at the point where we're about to get the party started. And at that point, I was very optimistic. You know, I'm usually a very pessimistic person, but for this situation, I was very optimistic. And then she tried to do the whole run game thing. Now, I don't know if she did it on purpose or maybe she thought that that was what she was supposed to do, because unfortunately, a lot of black women aren't really taught how to deal with black men or men who are going somewhere. And I'm not trying to hate, but it is what it is. And I made this point before. A lot of you guys are used to dealing with bum men, but you're not understanding how to deal with men that can actually provide and go somewhere. So I don't know, once again, if it was a factor of the black female engine or her acting on her own accord. Not really sure, but that didn't really matter because she tried to run game and she did the whole, oh, how come we didn't hook up in the past, or how come you never really got at me, or what happened, as if it was like a misconnection or God didn't have it in store. And that pissed me off because I'm like, yo, we were talking in that way for about a year and a half, right? And I pretty much got done with the whole trying to chase you down. It wasn't as if we were talking for a couple of weeks and, you know, the gusto kind of died off. We were talking for a while, sweetie, right? You know, we have a history. We weren't together, but quite frankly, you can't think about your first year and your second year without bringing me up, right? Because we had been through a lot of shit during that time period. And so for her to try to come on and act like I forgot, you know, that really pissed me off. It didn't make me sad. I got angry, so I just ended it. You know, I was like, you know, we're not even going to go there because I'm not even going to deal with all that shit. And she ruined it. You know, a woman in her prime ruined it because of what she tried to do. Right? If she was just upfront and saying this is where I am now, she would have been great. But she tried to lie and she hurt her chances. So, like I said, the moral of the story is, you know, if you're a woman and you're still in your prime and you're going for the dude that you weren't checking for before, you don't have to lie. You really don't have to lie. He already knows that you weren't going for him, but he's willing to say, hey, this can still work because you can still give him what he's looking for. Simply put. Y'all take it easy. God bless. Oh, one more thing I forgot to add. In terms of the girl and how she looked, I know some people are going to automatically assume that she was light-skinned with long hair and European features, you know, some chick looking like Jasmine Guy. But no, she was actually darker in skin tone, and she didn't even have European features. Um, just to put it out there. Um, she wasn't full black, though. Her dad was black, but her mom was a mutt, as she put it, therefore making her a mutt. And I hate that word. Um, I would never use that word to describe somebody, and I really hate when people use that to describe themselves. But I guess the mutt is somebody who is multiracial, so they're not biracial, they're multiracial. I believe Rick Fox is multiracial. You can see that he has black in him, and he goes for black, but he's multiracial. Um, so she was half black and half multiracial because her mother was multiracial. Um, but overall, like I said, if anything, she was closer to the black standard of beauty more than anything. Just a little FYI. The only thing that was really non-black about her was her hair, and her skin tone was somewhat different. It was darker, but it was different. It was like that Indian dark, um, which is a little bit different from your dark for black. So that's a little FYI. I know for the females who are concerned about beauty, that I guess gives you what you're looking for. So that's the vid. Y'all take it easy. God bless.